Hey, everybody. Welcome to a bonus episode of Vegans Talking Shit. I'm Jon.
I'm Vanessa.
And Joey is not here. So today we're going to do a different type of episode. It's going to be a shorter one. It's just going to be me and Vanessa. Joey's out and about doing something crazy right now. Who knows, us nutty vegans. So what are we going to talk about today, Vanessa?
Yesterday.
What is that from?
Yesterday we went in a Beatles. What is that?
We went to a
convention, something like that.
Not really a convention. We went to a Beatles festival in
Like a
Delray. It was like so as the viewers and listeners know, we live in South Florida and we're not too far from Delray Beach, Florida. And they have a Beatles festival every year. And there were thousands of Beatles lovers and I'm not talking about the insect here, everyone. We're talking about the band, the Beatles. And they have a lot of cover bands and so forth. So we went to the Beatles festival and, looked for a vegan place to eat. And
unfortunately, Delray Beach doesn't have so many options for us.
It does not.
Actually, there is non-vegan restaurant right there. There is one that's coming soon, but actually has like a sign coming to the spring, like in spring, on the spring 2025 or something like that. But it's.
Yeah, the city is lacking vegan options, but we found one place, a ramen place, and we had vegan ramen. Did not have much flavor at all.
I have a video of Jon eating and telling that, there is no flavor.
It was pretty bad.
It was bad. Honestly.
I had to put salt on.
Sauce.
I had to put sweet sauce. It was pretty bad.
Yeah. The name of the place is, what's the name? It's
Labs.
Ramen Lab.
Yeah.
Sorry, but you guys have to do something better for vegans. It's pretty sad that the only one option, has like a zero flavor. I felt hungry after finish eat, probably because I didn't taste anything,
Yeah, I've run into that before where we go to a restaurant and they have one or two options and those options have zero flavor. It wasn't even that the food was like bad. It was literally that it tasted like eating nothing. There was no flavor. It looked like it could be good. There was tofu. There was a lot of vegetables. There was what else? Like a broth that was different colors.
There was mushrooms. But definitely didn't taste anything. It was kind of like sad. When you eat, you pay a lot of the dish because it was not like cheap.
Yeah.
And you feel like, why I did that? Should have not eat anything.
What was funny was our friend liked it though.
Well, but it's Brad. Brad normally doesn't like any good place we go.
Yeah, Brad, if you're listening to this, after you left, me and Vanessa were talking about that, how you like things a lot of times that have no flavor. It's kind of strange.
Many times we introduce him in good dishes that we love, like Planta, Love Life.
Yeah.
And he's like, I didn't like it. Like, how? Everybody does, and you don't. Like, it's kind of crazy. But
yeah, have you guys out there met anyone that likes things with no flavor, and things with flavor they don't like? It's like those people. I remember back in the day, they'd get a hamburger with nothing on it. You're like, what? No ketchup, no onion, no tomato, just a bun and a hamburger. It was always strange to me.
Well, but I think it still have more flavor than the ramen we had yesterday.
It was pretty bad.
And also after we went to the ice cream place.
That was bad too.
Yeah.
We didn't really talk about that. And they had like 6 vegan options. They had a whole thing. They had like 3 or 4 kind of sorbets, and then they had 3 or 4 different flavors. Oh, I'm going to tell you about the annoying thing that guy did to me too. I couldn't believe it.
Well, he didn't want to give more samples.
That was ridiculous. But hold on, the flavors were terrible. They had like, actually the flavors looked good. Again, they had cookies and cream. They had vanilla fudge. They had, what were the other 2? They had butter pecan.
Yeah, and many sorbets. But the problem,
They're bad. They all. I tasted them. Well, I tried to taste them all. That's what. So I asked for samples like everyone does at ice cream places, right? And
No, Brazilians can't do that. They don't give us samples.
well, that's Brazil has to conserve everything, including ice cream, and you know. But so I asked for samples like everyone does, and I had 2 samples, and then I asked for my third, and the guy said, "Oh no, the manager only allows us to give out 2." I'm like, "Really?" And there were only 4 flavors there. And I was like, "Sir, I'm going to buy one. We're all going to buy. Like, can I just try the other 2?" And he's like, "No, that's all I can do." I was not happy.
Yeah, but sometimes John tastes like a man of them.
I taste like 4 or 5.
4 or 5? Depend where he goes. I want to like a hide because I start feeling embarrassing. He always buy, but he tastes terrible.
I always spend a lot of money at restaurants. I mean, we go to Origami. I taste like 3 or 4, and then, we spend like, between the 2 of us, we spend like $60 there.
Yeah.
I have my right to, 1 teaspoon of ice cream.
10 ice creams.
Whatever. It cost them like 10 cents. Those are the little things in life that annoy the shit out of me, honestly. When I can't.
And also had another thing in this ice cream situation. Because
that was ridiculous. Too.
John prefer put the cone. They had like a cone all break little pieces, and they charge you to put on top, or they charge you to give a cone. And John prefer put on the cup with the pieces broken on the top. But after he saw that it's like 3 pieces on the top, and John like, I would prefer a cone. And the guy looked to him and say, it was your choice.
So it's $1 to get it in a waffle cone, which Vanessa did because she loves waffle cones. And then I saw in the toppings, it was also $1 to get the waffle cone pieces on top of the ice cream. And I'm like, you know what? That's better because it won't be as messy and, it won't fall. Well, it was messier, actually. And it was not nearly as many. I'm like, I'm getting ripped off here all day.
Damn, well, all day now, because we just had these 2 options.
Oh yeah, we got them back though. No, but we actually, the day became our favorite because they had this Beatles festival, and I think it was like $50 to get in. But it was an outdoor concert, and you literally can sit behind the fence and listen to it. And I'm like, what's the point of spending? And it wasn't just like one concert. It was like 8 hours of Beatles music. So we just sat there for, 3 or 4 hours and listened outside the fence.
And watch it outside.
And watched it, yeah.
It's very like a cheap thing to do. So.
Well, we weren't the only ones.
Yeah, there was many people. And actually inside didn't have much to do. It just had like some food trucks. Non-vegan, like 0. So I did not pay to watch Beatles. I like it, but I don't love it. So I'd prefer spend $50 in other things.
And if you guys are thinking that the actual Beatles were there, they weren't. It was Beatles cover band. But there was a Beatles cover band from Portugal. There was, I don't know the other one, but they were all really good.
Yeah.
Remember?
And Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney?
I always say wrong the name.
Who's Paul McCartney?
It's someone that they know. You don't know. So,
is there a real person called Paul McCartney?
McCartney. And he's vegetarian. So one of the reasons I started like more Beatles in general is that.
That's a great story, Vanessa.
It is. And you see, people used to say, because he's like old right now, and he went last year to Brazil to do a concert. And everybody was talking about how energetic and his voice too good, everything about it. Yeah. And many people are talking because his diet, was probably the reason that he feels and looks good,
And who's his daughter?
Oh, Stella.
What does Stella do?
My favorite fashion designer.
Yeah, fashion designer.
Yeah, today he decided to correct me. I don't know why. He never do that.
It's usually Joey, the grammar police, that corrects. But Joey's
No,
not here.
Joey doesn't correct me. Joey's too nice to do that.
Well, this is a different format. I'm getting used to
And
it. It's not easy.
And you teach me wrong words, where I keep saying for months until you come up and say like, "Oh, that was wrong, but was cute."
It's kind of funny. Yeah, it's cute.
Super, super fun.
It is super cute.
Well, what else, John? You like the Beatles concert? It was pretty cool every year.
It was pretty decent. I like that little city, Delray Beach. It's very, very crowded, especially now because it's spring break, so all of Florida's crowded. You know what else was funny from yesterday was Brad's car.
Oh. Poor Brad. Don't say that.
Why? It's a funny story. We have to tell our listeners.
Okay, tell.
So we all parked and met there, and we see Brad, and Brad's like, "Oh, where'd you park?" And we told him where we parked, and he's like, "Oh, I'm like 20 feet over past you guys." And he said, he was like, "Did you pay for parking?" I said, "Yeah, it was, it's like $6 for 3 hours." And Brad's like, "Oh, I didn't pay for parking. I'm like $90 up." I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, I've been tracking it. I haven't been paying for parking, and I haven't gotten a ticket, and I'm $90 up." And I'm like, "Oh, wow." And I'm like, "Well, I don't know if the risk is worth the reward here, Brad, because it's only like $6 for 3 hours." He's like, "Yeah, you might be right." But he didn't pay for parking. And then we ended up staying longer. And so I paid more money. I think I paid like $10 for parking. We stayed like 5 hours. So Brad had his car there for 5 hours. And when we walked back, that was like the big discussion. Like, is Brad going to get a ticket? Is he going to get a ticket? And I ran past everyone to see if he got a ticket. And yes, he got a ticket. And
he's still up.
He's still up. Yeah, it was 30. It was only $35. So now he's up $60. But actually, he's like, "Oh yeah, now I'm up like $60." And I said, "No, actually, you didn't pay for parking too, so you're actually up like 70." So he only lost like $25 yesterday.
Yeah, but was pretty funny.
It was pretty fun. I guess you guys had to be there, listeners.
Yeah, and the Brad's going to be in our podcast pretty soon, so you know who we always talk about it. He's a very funny guy.
Yeah, Brad's going to be a guest soon. He's one of our friends here. So what else do we have to talk about, Miss Silva?
I think it's a good start,
It's a good start.
Good start for a bonus episode, just me and you. We're missing Joy, wherever you are. We're missing you.
Yeah, it's a strange format being away from Joey. I feel like it's he always I guess he brings it back to a head. Which means like, I guess this is kind of my first time where I've hosted it. And I give him credit. It's not that easy hosting.
Yeah, you're hosting for me, John. You see me all day long, so you're used to.
Yes, I am the host of this household.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Of you,
Ooh,
Bob
for sure.
and Mimi.
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh,
He's the host.
I'm the host. Whatever the hell that means.
Whatever.
Well, I think we've had enough about. I think the bonus episode's over, Silva.
Okay, so
for vegans talking shit, I'm John.
I'm Vanessa. See you soon.
We'll see you guys soon. Ciao.